Good morning, everyone. Myself K. Kiran Kumar, working as lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering section. Presently working at Jawaharlal Nehru Government Polytechnic, Hyderabad. Today I am going to discuss one or two topics in digital communication subject, and the subject code is EC404. This is currently in fourth semester of C18 curriculum. Before going to the topic, in the last session we discussed about synchronous and asynchronous communication, and then we have seen comparison between the synchronous and asynchronous communication. Then we have seen importance of start and stop bits in asynchronous communication. Then we have seen importance of preamble and postamble bits in synchronous communication. Now with this, now we are going to move to the next topic, that is error detection and correction. Now we just quickly look at the objectives. On completion of this period, you will able to know the error detection and error correction. Then we will see what are the different types of error detection methods, then different types of error correction methods. So these are the few topics we are going to cover in this class. Right. First we will see, so what is the meaning of error detection and correction. So before that, so whenever in the communication, whenever we are transmitting the data, it will go to the receiver in the middle of the channel. So because of say several factors, the data may be going to change. Means, so example, in digital communication, at the transmitter, all the signals to be transmitted will be converted into digital form. Example, binary numbers, that may be 1 or 0. So whatever may be the input type of the signal, finally it will be converted into digital form. Then required processing will be done. Finally it will be transmitted by the transmitter. And at the in the channel, so because of so many factors, these bits, the bits of the data going to be changed. So to find out that error, to find out what are the changes occurred in the transmitted data, we are going to use some methods which will able to find out error present in the transmitted data. That methods we can say error detection methods. Means by using these methods we are going to find out the possible errors in the transmitted data in the channel. So once again, just briefly we will see what we told. So, so first we have to see why should we detect errors. So because the errors we don't want to consider that one, we have to get the, so even errors are occurred, we are able to find out that one. So because that is not rare. So for example, simple definition, the error means error is nothing but change in output for expected output. Means suppose if 1 is transmitted, if suppose we are received 0, then we can say error is occurred. Similarly, if 0 is transmitted, if 1 is received, then we will say some error is occurred. So and this error may be due to so many reasons, as I told now. So in this one, the transmission error may be the major error occurring in its way. In digital communication, error detection is very simple compared to the analog communication. In the analog communication also, noise will be added or distortion will be present in the transmitted data. In that one we are saying that noise. So the detection of noise or error will be easy in the digital communication compared to the analog communication, because in the digital communication we are transmitting the data in the form of only zeros and ones, which is having only two values or finite values, whereas in the analog communication the data will be transmitted having the infinite number of values. So that's why the error detection will be easy in digital communication. Now, so to find out the errors occurred in the digital communication, we are going to see some methods called as error detection and correction methods. First we will see what is meant by error detection, then we will go for error correction. Right. First we will see what is a error detection. The main purpose of this error detection is to find out error is occurred or not. And similarly, what is meant by error correction means, so in the error detection means just you are finding whether error is occurred or not. So error correction means to correct the errors that we find by replacing the erroneous information with the other one. So means after detecting the error in the transmitted data, we are replacing the where the occur is there with the correct one, then that methods are called as error correction methods. So that is a major difference between error detection and correction methods. That is, once again, by using error detection methods we are going to find out the error whether it is occurred or not, whereas by using error correction methods, so after finding the error in the data, that will be rectified or that will be corrected with the correct data. We will see that example in the just next slides. So this is about the detection and correction definition. Now we will see what are the different types of error detection methods. So the first one, the very popular, very simple method is redundancy. So this is the first method we are use it to find out the errors occurred or not, that is error detection technique. Second one will be ecoplex. Third one, exact count encoding. Next one, parity method. Next one, checksum. Next one, longitudinal redundancy check. Next one will be cyclic redundancy check. So these are the some of the techniques used for error detection in digital communication, which will find out the whether error is occurred or not. Now we will see the first one, that is called as redundancy. So redundancy means transmitting each character twice or thrice. If same character is not received twice or thrice, then we will assume that transmission error is occurred. Means by sending two or more times the same data of some character. For example, if we want to transmit some A, then this A will be repeatedly sent by 2 times or 3 times. If you are sending this data towards the receiver, if receiver receives all the data with including the duplicates, then we will assume that there is no error occurred, otherwise some error is occurred. Therefore, so redundancy means which are the extra bits used with the information to reduce the errors. So means in this method we are adding some extra bits to the original information to find out the error. So for example, in the last session when I told asynchronous communication. In the asynchronous communication, for each character we are adding some extra bits like start bits, stop bits, parity bits. So here also in the redundancy also we are transmitting extra bits, that is duplicate or replicate, triplicate. So with this one just we are finding the error occurred or not. Next one will be ecoplex. Right. So here for this one we require duplex operation. Maybe you know the different types of communication regarding this one: simplex, half duplex and full duplex operation. So for this ecoplex we require duplex operation, and this will be depends upon the human operation. So that is, when a character is received by the receiver, then it is again transmitted back and appear on the screen. Means after receiving, so once again it will be transmitted back and then appear on the screen at the transmitter. Suppose if error is occurred in the middle, the wrong character will be displayed again on the transmitter screen. So with this one just we are able to find out the error occurred or not. So that method is called as ecoplex. Next one, exact count encoding. The number of ones in each character is same. For example, ARQ code is an example for this one. So in this ARQ code, 3 ones are present in each character. So with this one just we are able to find out. Suppose if you are follows the ARQ method to represent the data in the communication. So by finding the exact number of ones in the given character, if it is okay, then we will assume that error is not occurred. Otherwise some error is occurred in this, in the transmitted data. So that method is called as exact count encoding. And the next one will be the parity method. So parity method means if number of ones in each character including parity bit is in even in number, then it is called as even parity. So here parity method means we are adding some extra bits to the original information or original character. So here by adding this parity bit with the information, the number of ones present in the data will be even number or odd number. If suppose if number of ones in each character to be transmitted including parity bit, whenever it is even number of ones, then it is called as even parity. Just we will see a small example. So assume that here the data may be, so just I will take a 7-bit data, just assume, so 10, so 101. So assume this is the data to be transmitted. So if you check the number of ones in this one, 4 ones are there. So assume that at this position I am adding the parity bit. Right. If you suppose in the even parity what we told, the number of ones, assume that is one character, in each character including parity bit, if it is even in number, then it is called as even parity method. So for this method, therefore here already 4 ones are there, so therefore it is even number. So to satisfy this condition, the parity bit must be 0. So this is one example. So this will give the sorry, even parity method. Suppose one more example. So just I will take one more 7-bit data. Right, now if you look at this data, this I am randomly given some number. If you look at this number, here are 3 number of ones are there. So to satisfy even parity method, so here 3 ones, to make it even number of ones, so we have to add 1. So this is called as even parity method, means the number of ones in the data including parity bit must be even number of ones, then it is called as even parity method. So this is the example for that one. Right, now we'll see next one. If number of ones in each character including parity bit is odd in number, then it is called as odd parity. Just so try to see this example. If you see the odd parity, just to tell me the answer. Okay, so here just guess what should be we have to add, whether it is 1 or 0, so to satisfy the odd parity method. Right, if you see this one in this data, so this is the data bits. Right, so if you look at this one, there are 4 ones are there. So to satisfy the odd number of ones, so here we have to add so 1. So this extra bit is called as parity. Like that we can use either even parity or odd parity. By using this method, just we are finding errors occurred or not. Right, and this is also called as vertical redundancy check. This is other name for that one. So simple example, one more just to guess this one. So here just I told some example like that. So suppose if a character is having 4 zeros as given in the first row, so to make it odd parity, so therefore in the given character no ones are there. So to make it odd parity, we have to add 1. Similarly, to satisfy even parity method, so we have to add 0 because already there are no ones are there. So we have to add 0 extra parity bit. Similarly, if you look at the second character, so that is 3 zeros 1. So already there are odd number of ones are there. Therefore, extra bit will be 0 in odd parity method. Similarly, in the even parity method, so to make it even number of ones, we have to add 1 extra bit. So as you look in the table. Similarly, if you see the third example like that, if character is 0 0 1 0 0, so in the odd parity method, so we have to add 0 extra bit. Similarly, in the even parity method, so 1 has to be added, so that will be used as a parity bit. So this is the very simple method, so used for error detection. We can use any one, that is maybe odd parity or even parity method. So in this one, try to important note is, whenever at the transmitter, if you are using the odd parity method, at the receiver also we have to use the same method whatever we are followed at the transmitter, then only we are able to find out the errors correctly. And next method will be checksum method. Right, so in this method, just we'll take the sum of the LSB byte of arithmetic sum of the binary data. So that is, so LSB byte of the sum is attached to the end of the message. So means in this one, so the data to be transmitted divided into equal number of blocks, that may be in the form of 8 bits or 16 bits like this. For example, suppose if 64 bit data is there, So that may be divided into equal number of blocks, that may be in 8 bits or 16 bits or 32-bit, like this. For example, if we take 8-bit blocks, therefore the 64 bit data may be divided into 8 blocks, right? So like that. Right. So here in the receiver, the LSB byte of the receiver sum is compared with the checksum attached to the message. So with this one, just we are finding the error occurred or not. Next one will be the longitudinal redundancy check. So as I told, the same one here also, a data will be divided into equal number of blocks. From each block, in each block we are making parity bit from each character. That each character means each block, like that another from the second, like that up to the total blocks. For example, if you are taking the same example, 64-bit data, assume that in this one 8 characters are there or 8 blocks are there. From each block we are taking 1 bit. So that bit may be depends upon either odd parity or even parity. So after taking the parity from each block, that extra bits will be added to the original character. So for example, as we told, if you are taking 64-bit data, so assume that will be divided into 8 characters or 8 blocks. From each block we are adding one extra bit for each block. That may be follows even parity or odd parity. That extra bits from each block becomes 8 bits. So therefore that becomes one extra block or one extra character. So that will be sent along with the original data. Therefore 64 bits plus 8 bits are extra. These 8 bits are depends upon the parity of the each block. So that method is called as longitudinal redundancy check. So at the receiver, by checking the parity of each character or each block, single bit errors can be determined. So single bit error means if suppose in the transmitted data, if only one bit is changed, then it is called as one bit error. Right. So that is about the longitudinal redundancy check. Next one will be the cyclic redundancy check. And this cyclic redundancy check method will be used with 8-bit codes. So in this one, just we will follow the method of binary division rule. So means the data or message is considered as a polynomial which is divided by another polynomial divided by the polynomial, and where quotient will be discarded, and after making the division, whatever may be the remainder we are getting, that remainder will be attached to the information or message to be transmitted. And this remainder will follow the binary XOR division or XOR operation. Means the data or message to be transmitted will be divided with a known polynomial. So here quotient will not consider. What is the remainder we are getting, that will be added to the original data. Suppose at the receiver whatever maybe the data is received, that will be divided with the same polynomial used at the transmitter. If remainder is 0, then we will assume that there is no error, otherwise error is occurred. So this is one of the popular method which will be used to find out error detection. So that is cyclic redundancy check. Right, now we look at some of the important definitions. So that is bit stuffing, adding extra bits to a data block to avoid the accidental generation of a flag pattern. Next one, flow control. In this, system transmitter sends a data when the associated receiver is ready to receive it. And next one will be bit overhead. So that the bits which will not carry the message but used for error detection, means the extra bits added to the original message, so which is not related to the message, are called as bit overhead. Right, just we will look at examples on parity. What is the methods we told, that is error detection and all those things. So just look at the problem. So generate the vertical and longitudinal checks using odd parity for the block of data given below. So here the data is assumed to be STX, LRC, ETB. So here, so each character will be represented with so the corresponding values are given. If you see the table, that is from LSB to MSB, so which will be represented with 7 bits. So that is STX is followed by 0. If you look from LSB, so 0 1 all zeros, like that for L. So 0 0 1 1 0 0 1, like that for R, like that for C, like that for ETB. So this is a small example. Now we will see in the longitudinal method, vertical redundancy check method, how we will add the extra bits. Now look, first we will see LRC, that is longitudinal redundancy check. Now in this within this table we are taking the two methods. Here now first we will see LRC1. So just to see the last column, that is represented with LRC. Here we have to find out that corresponding bits. In this one we are following odd parity. So from the corresponding equivalent bits, now we will see, just look at the first line. If you look at the first line, so in this particular row 3 ones are there already. So C ones, so 3 ones, so already odd number of ones are there, therefore we are adding one extra bit called, that is 0. Now we will see like that, see the see the second line, so which is having no ones are there. So to satisfy the odd parity condition, we are adding one bit in the LRC method, like that. See the second next column, next row, like this, follow up to the last one, that is first row. So if you see the fifth one, that is fifth bit, So here two ones are there, therefore to make it odd parity 1 is added. So like that, if you follow the next row, already 1 is there, therefore no need to add extra bit, therefore that is added with 0. Next one, if you see the third bit, here also two ones are there, to make it odd parity 1 is added. So like that, if you see the second bit, that is 1 0 1 1 1, so four ones are there, so to make it odd parity 1 is added. Like that, if you see the last one, that is first bit, so two ones are there, so to make it odd we are adding 1, therefore extra bits added in the LRC method are, so if you look from LSB, so 3 ones 0 1 1 0, so these are the extra bits we are getting by using the odd parity for each character. So after this, so in these bits, LRC bits used for error detection will be added with the original information, then it will be transmitted. So like that, if you see the VRC method, now we will see the VRC method separately. Now see in this one, the same character, same example I am taking. Now I am finding the extra bits by using the VRC method. Now here, to get the VRC one, now I will check the vertical wise, not the horizontal wise. So in the first one I have seen the row wise, then I am getting the extra bits by following the odd parity. Now I am taking each column wise, that is vertically. So that's why the name is called as vertical redundancy check. Now we'll see this one. Right, now see like that, now see like this. Now if you see the first line, first column wise, so like this, if you see this first line, so already 1 is there, one number of odd number of 1 is there, therefore extra bit will be 0. Now see this corresponding one. Now similarly, if you see the second column, that is L, if you look at that one, 3 ones are there, that is odd in number, therefore 0 is added. Now if you see the next column, that is R, so 3 ones are there, therefore extra bit will be 0 only. So if you see the character C, so in this one also 3 ones are there, therefore 0 is added. Now if you see the last character, that is ETB, so in this one 4 ones are there, therefore 1 is added in the VRC method. So like this, just we are finding the extra bits in the VRC method by checking the character of each column or vertically. Therefore extra bits are, so 4 zeros 1, and these extra bits will be appended with the original data. So this is the method of VRC checking. So at the receiver we are doing the same procedure, including the extra bits, Suppose if you are follow the same methods at the receiver, if you are getting all zeros, extra all zeros, then we will assume that there is no error in the transmitted data. So this is about VRC method example. So this is about the simple methods of VRC and LRC method example. Now we will go for error correction methods. Up to now we have seen error detection methods. These methods will tell whether error is occurred or not. Right. Now just we will see, I told error correction means after finding the error present in the data, we are correcting the data. That methods called as error correction methods. If is going to see the types, the first type will be the symbol substitution method, next one will be the retransmission, and third one forward error correction. So these are the three methods used for error correction. So as we told, so just we'll once again see why we have to correct the errors, because we have to get the correct information or correct data. First we'll see symbol substitution method. So this symbol substitution method will be used under human operations or human environment. If a character is received in error, a unique character undefined by the character code is used. Means at the receiver, the human will interpret the received data. Wherever there is a error, the corresponding character will be replaced with the unique character, like some question mark symbol, some extra undefined character which is not used. So that will be replaced with that one. So like it is a reverse question mark, I told some method. So wherever you will get the error which will be interpreted by the human operator at the receiver, so after finding the error, just he will replace the that corresponding character with the some special symbol like reverse question mark. Suppose if human operator cannot detect the where error is occurred, just he will ask for retransmission of the same data. So this method is called as symbol substitution method. Now next one, very simple error correction method is retransmission. So as we told from this one, resending the same message whenever it is received in the error, or when the received data is in error, then just the receiver ask for resending the same message, and this method is called as ARQ, that is automatic repeat request. Right, in this, positive acknowledgement will be used when there is no parity mismatch. Means whenever received data is correct without any error, then acknowledgement will be used. Means which will say that the data is correct without any errors. Negative acknowledgement will be used when there is a parity mismatch, as we told just now. So for error detection, just we are adding some extra bits, that is called as parity bits. Suppose at the receiver, if the parity is same and there is no parity mismatch, then we will send a positive acknowledgement, otherwise negative acknowledgement will be used by the receiver. So that is the retransmission method. And the next one will be forward error correction, and this particular method will able to detect and correct the errors without asking for retransmission. This particular method will do the same things. It will find out the errors and it will be able to rectify the where the error is occurred. The best example for this method is Hamming code. So by using this Hamming code, we'll do error detection as well as error correction. So in this Hamming code, a small condition is required, that is the minimum number of bits added to the data will be depends upon the following formula, that is 2 power of n greater than or equal to m plus n plus 1, where n will be the number of Hamming bits or number of extra bits we have to add, and m will be the number of bits in the data. For example, just we'll say small example, if in the message or data Suppose assume that 4 bits are there. Therefore, the minimum number of n, that is minimum number of Hamming bits to be added, will be equal to, just substitute the m value of 4, just use the trial and error method. Suppose if m is 4, assume that n equal to 1, just substitute that one, the equation becomes, the equation will be false. See once, 4 plus 1 plus 1 on the RHS side, so that is 2 power of 1, so this condition is not satisfied. So we have to check the like that from possible 1 to 3 like this. Even if you substitute n equal to 2, that is also not satisfied if number of bits in the message are 4. So suppose if you substitute 3, that is, so right side 4 plus 3 plus 1, that it becomes 8, that is 2 power of 3 also 8. Therefore, this condition is true. Therefore, the number of Hamming bits will be equal to n equal to 3. So, for example, if m equal to 4, therefore n will be minimum of 3. So, like this, by using this condition, first we will find out how many extra bits will be required. That bits are called as Hamming bits. So, this is the one example for that one. Like that, you can use those, that will be depends upon number of data bits in the message. Similarly, if suppose one more example, if m equal to 5, assume, therefore the minimum number of value of n will be equal to, just use the same method. Suppose if substitute n equal to 3, then also it is not correct. Therefore, if substitute n equal to 4, then the equation becomes true. Therefore, if m equal to 5, n should be equal to 4. So, like this, by using this condition, we will find out the number of extra Hamming bits. And this particular Hamming code will able to detect single bit errors only. Now, just we will see for example for the Hamming code. Right, just to do this one, just as I told, how many Hamming bits are required? For a block length of 21 message bits. Means message bits are 21, that is m equal to 21. So from this condition, as we told, 2 power of n greater than or equal to 21 plus n plus 1. The smallest value of n, that is minimum value of n, will be 5. If substitute n equal to 5, the condition or the equation will be true. Therefore, n will be 5. Therefore, 5 Hamming bits are required. So, this is about the Hamming code, which will be used for error detection as well as error correction. So, we will see some example how we will add these extra bits to the message, how it will be transmitted at the receiver, how will you find out the error, or how will you find out detection, and how will you correct that one. We will see in the next session. Just so with this thing, just we will summarize whatever we discuss. Right. So to find out the error occurred or not by using error detection methods, to correct the error occurred is known as error correction methods. There are 7 types of error detection, like redundancy, ecoplex, exact count encoding, parity method, checksum method, LRC method, and CRC method, that is cyclic redundancy check method. Now, similarly, we have seen error correction methods. One is a simple substitution method, so symbol substitution method, where whenever any character is received in error, a unique character will be replaced by the human operator. And another method will be retransmission, also called as ARQ, automatic repeat request. Next one will be Hamming code, which is a forward error correction method, so which will able to detect as well as correcting the single bit errors. So this is about the summary of error detection and correction methods. Right. In the next class we will see some more examples of these error correction methods. Now, so based on this one, try to answer these questions. Error detection means, so just look at the option. A will be trying to get an error, B neglect errors, C finding errors, replacing the erroneous information with another one. So answer will be C. So just we are finding the errors. Second question, transmitting each character twice or thrice happens in A parity method, B exact count encoding method, C ecoplex method, D redundancy method. So answer will be redundancy. Right, third question, ecoplex requires A simplex, B duplex, C half duplex, D both B and C. So answer will be duplex. Fourth question, in ARQ code the mark to space ratio will be 1:4, 3:4, 4:3, 3:3. Answer will be 3:4. Right, small example, just to guess the parity by looking the given binary number. Just look at the binary number. So just which parity is there, that is A even parity, D odd parity, C prime parity, D both A and B. So answer will be B, that is odd parity. So if you see the given binary number, 7 number of ones are present. Right. Important questions from this topic. First question, what is meant by error detection and correction? Second one, explain the methods of error detection. Third question, explain the methods of error correction. So these are the some of the important questions from this topic. So with this one, just we'll stop the class. In the next session, we'll see the next topic. Thank you very much.